Okay, so on the new manifold, look at this. Somebody got smart and they threaded the holes. So now these bolts thread right back into the manifold instead of those stupid nuts. So that's nice. All right, everybody, here we are back. 2017 Ram 1500 HEMI. As you can see, this one, of course, exhaust manifold is cracked on the driver's side. So we were gonna get in here and change this exhaust manifold. We got the new one, gasket. We got bolt kit coming for new bolts, and there's a couple that are broke off in there. So we will get to getting and see what we got to do to get it out. Okay, so now that we got this thing up in the air, we're going to come under here, and you can see the bolts right here that go through to hold the pipe, the exhaust pipe, catalytic converter onto the manifold. Now, these Dodges, I don't know why, they still do it this way, but you see how this nut is held on here with this stupid little thin metal bracket that's supposed to hold this nut from turning. Well, if there's any kind of rust, it just twists that little bracket off, and then it's stuck on the nut, and then you can't get a wrench on it because that piece is stuck on there. So you have to knock that piece off to get a wrench on a square nut. So it's just a stupid idea. But anyway, we'll see if these will come out. If they won't, then I'll knock that piece off there. I just get like a pry bar right under here and just pop that piece off. So that way you can get like a 16 millimeter, I think, open end wrench on a square nut in there. So let's see if these will come out. Well, look at that, got lucky. Well, that hardly ever happens. But you can see now better that that square nut is in this little holder. And when this gets rusted at all, it just breaks off. Or if the rust gets, you know, on the nut. So anyway, we got lucky on this and it came off. After you got those bolts out of there, and this is loose, the next thing is going to be this heat shield. And this heat shield is held on with 4 nuts. One, if we can see, can't see the top one. Well, maybe, oh yeah, right there, 1, 2, and then there's 2 on the other end. Okay, so you can come right through here and see this nut, one there for that shield, and then the other one is right here, and it's broke off. So it's one of the manifold bolts that's broke off. And that's the bracket for the dipstick, the top bracket. Okay, well, come to find out, that top one is another one that's broke off. So the only thing holding it in was that nut. So that ain't coming off. So that'll just come out with the heat shield. And to get that one in the front, I just went straight up through here with a long extension and a wobble socket. And I was able to get right up through here. I was able to get a wobble socket on that nut and get it off. So this shield bolts right onto here. So I took that shield off, and then here's the problem. That bolt, that 10 millimeter that's up in there, right there, that 10 millimeter, it does not have enough room to come out. So, I mean, I can't even get a wrench on it to loosen it. But even if I could, it would only loosen. It wouldn't come out because that bracket's in the way. So instead of taking that whole bracket off, that whole bracket's part of the motor mount and everything, what I'm gonna do is just try to bend this out of the way, which I did already, just kind of bend it out of the way of this, and then be able to snake this heat shield out of here, and then maybe be able to get that manifold out of there without even having to take this out. And then I'll just bend it back and put it back in the top bracket when I'm done. And then this end will actually never come out. So that's what we're gonna try to do. Hey, it worked. Okay, so after the heat shield's off, you can see there's enough room now. If you just bend that, it does work that way. So hopefully we can get the manifold out with it like that. But now the next step is to just start taking your bolts out one at a time. So I'm gonna try to break them loose by hand to make sure they break loose without trying to break any more of them off. and there's a couple of them that are already broke off. So we'll have to deal with that once we get the manifold off. But here we go, let's see if we can get these bolts out. Also, probably gonna try to take this tire off and get this inner fender liner out of the way and work through here, because some of them are gonna be a pain and we're gonna have to drill some out probably. So I'm gonna get that stuff apart also. All right, tires off. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out bolts here, take out these little clips that hold these wires in the back, ABS sensors, this one, and wiggle and pull and take this fender liner out. Alright, as you can see, once you get that inner fender liner out of there, we got bam, manifold bolts. So we're just going to start taking these out one at a time. Got one broke off there, but look at that, it's got a stud sticking out. So that means we're going to be able to get that one out pretty easy. That one might be a different story. All right, so now that we're in here, I know it's loud because the stupid washer's on, but this bolt is broke off. We're going to put a stud extractor on it and try to get it off. This one over here is broke off flush, and we are going to have to get a drill and an easy out or something to get that one out. So first, we're going to try to get this one out. It's an easy one. All right, so now what we're going to do is take this 90-degree drill with a reverse drill bit, and we're going to stick it in here like this, and we're going to drill out the center of this bolt. And I think it's going to come out pretty easy, but we'll drill a little hole in there. If it doesn't come out with just the bit, reverse drill bit, then we'll try easy out. And there you go, a little easy out action, and I was lucky because this one was rather easy. Okay, so we got a new gasket, we got new bolt kit, and we got a new manifold. So new manifold, new bolt kit, and we will go back together with this thing. All right, so I just slide that thing up from the bottom, slide it in there with the new gasket, and yeah, kind of have to fight a little bit. It's a pain, kind of. This, I just bend this out of the way. I don't even take the dipstick tube out. I just bend it out of the way, because getting it out from behind that bracket's a pain. So I just bend it out of the way, and then I'll bend it back, you know, where it goes. This bracket goes into that, onto that bolt right there once it gets tight. So you put the 413s on the end so it holds the heat shield, and then this hole right here is a real tight hole. So once you get that one started, the rest of them line up easy. Throwing it back in there, getting it bolted down. Okay, so on the new manifold, look at this. Somebody got smart and they threaded the holes. So now these bolts just go back, thread right back into the manifold instead of those stupid nuts. So that's nice. Heat shield's back on. New nuts that came with it. So now all we got to do is hook that back up right there and then put this inner fender liner back on. Put the wheel back on. And you got a driver's side manifold. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you on the next one.